Hello, this is Jess. It is chat session number 88, January 28, 2018. Good to see you. We're going to go right into our tidbits of history. We're going to go to 1888. The National Geographic Society is founded in Washington, D.C. It was created for the increase and diffusion of geographical knowledge let's just start this all over again. The National Geographic Society is founded in Washington, D.C. for the increase and diffusion of geographical knowledge. The original 33-man group was made up of geographers, explorers, teachers, lawyers, cartographers, military officers, and financiers. They elected Gardner Green Hubbard, which represented the society's desire to reach the layman, as he was neither a scientist or a geographer, to be the first president of the National Geographic Society. With over 1,400 grants given to explorers and scientists around the world, the National Geographic Society is one of the world's largest nonprofit scientific and educational institutions. It continues the glossy monthly with about 9 million subscriptions, while focusing on education about the relationship between humans and the earth in which they live. Now, I'd be hard pressed to find someone who hadn't seen something by National Geographic over the years, since TV's been in existence, especially now with the internet. But they do a great job of showing nature, showing the scientific side of stuff, teaching you about it, the good educational material that they present. I watch their channel frequently. I think it's inspiring in a lot of ways to show what's out there that I haven't even begun to explore. My personal life. I mean, I was fortunate enough to travel to Japan, Okinawa specifically, and live there for an extended period of time. And so I got to see that culture and experience it with time, and that had an impact on me. So I looked to the National Geographic Society, or the National Nat Geo is what they call it now, to educate me and let me know if I plan on going somewhere in a volatile area, that I'll see something about it on the National Geographic channel. So just one of those things that's a neat little tidbit of history, because like I said, I use this groups, information and stuff, videos, different things to learn about stuff. So kudos to the National Geographic Society. Alright, 1951. Forcefully marking the continued importance of the West in the development of nuclear weaponry, the government detonates the first of a series of nuclear bombs at its Nevada test site. The flash was seen as far away as San Francisco, California, and that was the very first one they ever tried atmospheric testing. Later on, they would go into put the troops 2,500 yards away from the area, blah blah blah, to see the effects on humans and stuff, and then they decided by 1957 that all testing should be done underground. And by 1962, all atmospheric testing ceased in the United States. There was a GIF or a video, I don't know what you want to call it, on one of the social media outlets, and it had a map of the Earth square laid out so you could see everything, and it showed all the different blinking dots where nuclear bombs had been tested in the world, and where we are currently. I mean, it started from 1900. I don't know when it started. Whenever the nuclear bombs were invented, the testing started. But it showed all the different areas, and man, it's amazing what we do for knowledge of how to kill people. It's amazing. The earth has been hit. If you live somewhere, you're pretty close to a place where they've done testing at some time or another in the past. I was very, very, very surprised at how many nuclear tests have been done on the planet. It's amazing. And yet it's only been used 2 times, and that's an amazing thing too. Anyway, okay, we're just drifting. This is now a switch on me. It's like 11:15 at night, Saturday night, and I worked this morning. Got home at around 5:30, 5:45, somewhere in there, and was just exhausted. That was day 14 for me without a day off. But I took one. I took one today and slept it off. Excuse me, get some water. I took the day off and rested. My leg where I had the surgery was pretty swollen. It was tight in my calf. So I've been on it for, like I said, 14 days in a row with no rest from work. So today I just laid around and kept it extended and stretched and relaxed, and it feels a lot better now. But I came home hurting a little bit, so I slept it off, and I just woke up, and my grandson Aiden was here with Anita, and I played around with him for about an hour. And then I went back to sleep because I had a slight headache all day. Or when I got off I had it, but it just has been with me all night, all day, I guess. And I went and laid back down, got up at about 10:30 p.m. and here it is 11:15. I'm making this video, make sure I get it in by 12. That's the goal. And I've done it 88 times, or 87 times without missing it, and I'm going to make it 88 today. So it's hanging in there. Let's see. I know that regulation, like keeping the air clean, costs money to businesses and stuff, to keep that stuff funded and keep it working. But I'm not saying to add anything else, but to take away what's already in place that is functioning and keeping our air at least halfway breathable, I'm for that. If the cost gets passed on to the consumer, I'm the one where I should be the one complaining, hey, stuff's too expensive. But I just see a lot of different stuff, and all these chemicals that we've been able to maintain a certain level or to decrease those levels over the years with the programs that are instituted by the EPA. That's the one we use here in the United States. I think that we've done some good in a lot of areas that were horrible air quality. I think that they've seen improvements. Now, take that all into consideration. So is the population, that kind of stuff. I understand. More cars on the road than ever before, and all this thing, blah blah. But I feel that, I don't have any complaints on the air I breathe. But if we continue to digress in monitoring these poisonous chemicals in the air, the levels, then we can all forget it. You can have all the money in the world, but if you don't have no air, you ain't gonna make it more than probably 3 or 4 minutes. So I think that it's ironic because they want to eliminate all these fees to businesses because it puts money in their pocket. But they can take it all. They can have mine too. Just give me clean air and you can have all the money and not clean air and see who lives longer. It's just my opinion. I think that to justify a political promise to destroy the air we breathe by dismantling the EPA, I just hope that they have storage bins of oxygen or whatever last them half a day or whatever. I don't know. I just know that that's where one thing that's equal amongst men, amongst humanity, that as we know it, if you don't have air, you don't have life. So go ahead, play with mine with your dismantling of the EPA, but it's going to affect you the same way it's going to affect me. It might take a little longer, vice versa. Alright, well, I'm not angry about it. I just would like to be able to breathe until it's time for me to leave the earth and not be worried about what's in it. I already do that with food enough, and but like I said, this is one thing that keeps everybody equal no matter what their income level is. If you don't got air, you ain't got life. Think about that when you're happy about all these reductions and unstructuring of policies and programs that have made the air breathable. If you can do it for profit, and more power to you. You're going to need the money like you're going to need nothing, because if you ain't got air, you ain't got life. So go ahead, be greedy. That shows actual intelligence. So I just want to let you know. All right, be truthful, be happy. Let's look out for each other, okay? Just going through the motions.